Well, good morning. Good morning. It's Wet Hair Wednesday. How are we doing? I'm just, in a car in a parking lot. Dropped my kids off at school. Normal Wednesday. But I actually have something I want to chat about this morning that I've almost been obsessing over. And whether it's a new concept to you or something that I can encourage you in, I just want to talk about an aspect of our relationship as believers, an aspect of our walk that I actually don't think is running rampant. And what I mean by that is I feel, unfortunately, that the majority of believers are Christians by title, not really obsessed and fully wholeheartedly walking and committing. So let me just dive in. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and say #replay. But let's just dive on in this early Wednesday morning, because y'all know I got me a limit on this data, apparently, meaning, the Wi-Fi gives me a 5-minute time limit. So I'm actually going to read a little bit out of my journal because, like I said, I've just been processing, I've been praying into, I've been semi-obsessing over just the fact that Holy Spirit is my best friend, Jesus is my bridegroom, and God the Father is, whether it's like an earthly dad, like my own was a great dad, or Larry Russell in my life. Okay, now let me expand on this. The God the Father is the one who is giving me a way to be married. So let me expand on this. Let me put it into maybe real context, okay? When I fell in love with Nordstrom, when I fell in love with him, I couldn't stop talking about him. I obsessed over him. I wanted to talk to him. If I wasn't talking to him, I wanted to talk about him, right? And so Nordstrom he's not Jesus, but let me put this together for you, right? He was my bridegroom. He was the one I was promised to. He was the one I was I'm speaking like it was past term. We're still married. It's all still good. Madly in love with, right? Jesus was the one I was promised to. I am promised to. Holy Spirit is my best friend that I can't help but talk to. So my best friend back when I fell head over heels for Nordstrom, the person I talked to the most was either Kendra, who actually was my best friend from kindergarten through 11th grade. And then we had a rekindling of our friendship when we went to Israel together. And so she was right there in the midst of me falling in love with Nordstrom. And she heard about every aspect of Nordstrom. And my mom heard about every aspect of Nordstrom. And they might have been sick of hearing about Nordstrom, but they were my best friends. They were the ones I talked to about everything. If I couldn't talk to Nordstrom, I was talking to my best friends. Okay? Bridegroom. Holy Spirit is the one we talk to all the time. He is my best friend, right? And so all right, fine. Have I already hit my time limit? By the way, you guys are going to see all the beauty behind me. I love that tree right there with the red top. Okay. So I'll get out of my car. Don't worry. It's only freezing. Actually, it feels fine. So here we have Holy Spirit, best friend, want to talk to about everything, obsess over Jesus with, talk to him, about him, just Holy Spirit talking to me about this. Again, I'm just kind of reading different journal entries about every little thing. I can obsess with Holy Spirit about Jesus, being excited that he is my lover, the lover of my soul. Holy Spirit is my best friend. Again, I gave the analogy of when I fell in love with my own groom, right, Nordstrom, I had best friends who heard everything about him, heard all about the aspects of just, oh, how wonderful he is. Think about Holy Spirit like that. Talk to him about everything. Be in communication and communion with him. Tell him how much you love Jesus. Holy Spirit is the Spirit of the living God. So when in love, you're constantly wanting to be with that person. If you truly love Jesus, you are constantly wanting to be with him. If you truly are obsessed with Jesus, you are constantly talking to Holy Spirit in love with the fact that Jesus is your bridegroom. If you can't be with them, you're talking to them or about them. Right? Talk to Holy Spirit like that about anything, everything. Obsess over Jesus. He is the lover of your soul. If you're sitting there thinking, she has gone off the deep end, I actually challenge you to think about this in a new way. Think about this in a new way. We often think of Jesus as so far out there. We often see his Holy Spirit as just kind of this untouchable. And God the Father, well, he ain't even involved. But instead, God the Father is so good that he is not only excited for the marriage that Jesus is going to come into union with you, the bride, us, the church, the bride, right? But he's also there to discipline in the best way, to correct, to love, to be unconditional. I think of even just my own father, right? It probably wasn't a blast to discipline me, but he was like, I am bound and determined for this child to become a woman who actually has some sort of life together, right? Can somehow help her own self and get through this life, because we only have our kids for but a moment. We only have our kids for but maybe, 18 years, 20 if they kind of hang on for dear life. But you have to prep them for a lifetime. And so here we have Jesus, the lover of our soul. We want to be with him day and night, talking to him or about him constantly because we're in love. Then Father is guiding, loving unconditionally, correcting, disciplining, only because of his love for me, for you, and the union that he has for me and for his son Jesus, who he has promised. The church is promised to Jesus. The wedding feast is coming. Are you ready for the wedding feast? And so I hope that today, whatever you think about this life, I hope it is allowing for you to think about Jesus as your beloved, the one you obsess over, the one that you're so madly in love with. Or if you aren't, ask for a love like that. Ask to become so obsessed with him that you can't help but talk constantly to Holy Spirit about and to wanting to just bask in who your lover is, the most beautiful, recognizing that you're his bride. And I actually heard something last night in class. Oh my goodness, this was profound. It said the church right now, your outfit is armor because we're in a battle. Everything we do is spiritual. Meaning all around us, there's spiritual battles, right? Obviously, I live in a natural world. I live in a natural body. My flesh is natural, right? But we often give way too much to the natural versus the spiritual. Everything is spiritual. So the church's outfit right now is armor. Armor up. Because in heaven, you can wear that pretty white gown. But right now, you wear that pretty white gown and you are going to be spotted. You need to armor up right now for the spiritual battle that we're in and recognize that you are going to wear that pretty white dress in heaven for your wedding, for the feast, for what's coming. But right now, it's all about the armor. So I hope as I end that you just go throughout your day today and say, Holy Spirit, Spirit of the living God, I want to speak with you today. I want to hear from you today. I want to commune with you today. I want you to show me a new aspect of yourself. I want to talk to you about Jesus. I want to obsess over Jesus. I want to get to know Jesus more. I want you to teach me how to love like I should love. I want you to give me new vision, new perspective of myself as a bride. I want to fall head over heels madly in love. I want to obsess. And then, Father, I want to view you in your rightful place. You are the one who is committed to my marriage. You are the one who is committed to the relationship that I have. You are the one that is giving me away. But in this season, you are correcting and guiding. You are loving unconditionally and showing me your character so that I, too, can be of that character, of that identity. I am in you and you are in me. Friends, this is powerful. This is powerful. Like, I hope you listened from start to finish, and I hope you kind of just turn off your phone after this and really just ask for fresh revelation of the power in these statements. This is powerful. This is powerful. And dare I say, the church hasn't grasped it. And if the church hasn't grasped it, then what in the world are we expecting the world to see and gain and glean and grasp? If we ourselves, the promised one of Jesus, can't even spend a moment to bask, obsess, constantly commune with, what are we doing? I think we should ponder that. Have a great day.